And we have new details in the murder of a 3-year-old boy.
In June, Julian Woods was stabbed and killed in the parking lot of North Olmsted's Giant Eagle. Bionca Ellis was arrested and accused of the crime, but today we learned that she was deemed incompetent to stand trial. News 5's Adina Basada reports on what's happening next.
3 months after Julian Wood lost his life in this Giant Eagle parking lot, the memorial only continues to grow, reminding shoppers of him and what took place. But as this grows, the woman accused of stabbing him, Bionca Ellis, has yet to face trial. Last time we saw Bionca Ellis in court, she held her head low as her attorney spoke.
At this point, Ms. Ellis is incompetent and not able to assist in her defense and cannot stand trial.
Today, that same court deemed Ellis incompetent to stand trial. Jonathan Whitmer-Rich, a law professor at Cleveland State University, says that means two things. The defendant doesn't have the basic ability to communicate with their attorney, and there's a lack of awareness.
Are they aware of the nature of the proceedings against them? Okay, I'm in court right now. There's a prosecutor, there's a judge, just the basic, I'm facing criminal charges.
Now Ellis has been ordered to an inpatient treatment at North Coast Behavioral Health with the hope that competency could be restored within a year.
Periodically, there will be another hearing and we'll kind of report back and say, so have we made any progress?
If Ellis doesn't reach the competency level needed to go to trial within that time span, she could remain at a psychiatric facility for safety measures.
If the judge at the end of that determines that the defendant is a danger to herself or others, then they can be involuntarily committed to a mental institution. At that institution, of course, they're going to try to treat them.
Ellis is indicted on 7 charges, including aggravated murder and felonious assault. She's accused of stabbing a 3-year-old boy and his mother and a Giant Eagle in North Olmsted. But this court decision does not affect her charges. It pertains to her mental state now, not during the crime.
So assuming at some point the defendant is competent to stand trial, then at that trial, the defendant could try to present evidence that at the time of the offense, they were suffering from a severe mental illness. And because of that severe mental illness, they did not understand the wrongfulness of their conduct.
If that was the case, Ellis could plead not guilty by reason of insanity, but she must first go to trial. And even then, she could still be required to remain at a psychiatric facility if she's considered dangerous. Jonathan adds that in these cases, the timeline can be unclear, but usually the suspect does go to trial at some point. Reporting in North Olmsted, Adina Basada, News 5.